As the school year continues, NKU students begin to find the secret treasures that the school has to offer. One of those treasures is a joint union between the English department and the Cinema Studies minors. As a celebration of NKU's 50 years, Dr. Alberti and Dr. Gazzaniga have selected 8 films. This week's film is 2001, A Space Odyssey.
There's been a lot of preparations the last two years for NKU's 50th anniversary. So just in thinking about, well, how could English kind of contribute to that, and cinema studies? And a fun idea was, well, 1968 was an important and amazing year in American cinema, so it might be fun to just take a look back at some important movies from 1968 and kind of movies that those first NKU students would have been going to the movie theaters to see.
I basically put a call out to faculty in communications, E&B, media informatics, and I said, hey, do you think this is a cool idea? And they said, yes, that's a cool idea. We just all submitted like top 8 suggestions for movies that we would include in a festival.
The goal of the event is to see how much of who we are now connects to who we were in 1968.
My English teacher, and she was like, come to these events and like write a paper on them for like extra credit. And I came to the first one and I was like, I actually really like movies from this time period. So I decided to come to all of them.
It was the very first movie I ever saw all by myself in a movie theater. I'm not sure exactly how old it was. It might have been 1968, it might have been 1969. So my mother dropped me off at a matinee of 2001 Space Odyssey. I knew a little bit about it from reading Mad Magazine, and because that sort of told me about everything going on in the world, but it blew my mind.
You know, everybody's first time is, for the most part, it's kind of an uncompromising film. You know, I actually know, like, when the film came out in 1968, it aired started in DC, there were 241 walkouts. So it's a very uncompromising film. Some people don't know what to make of it. And to be honest, that was kind of my first experience. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't love it. It's just, I walked out of it just feeling, what was that? I didn't really understand it. And then I read up on it a little bit before my second time viewing it, and the second time just blew me away. It just hit all the right notes for me, and that's why I love this film. It's definitely among my favorites.
It was such a pivotal year, not just for NKU, but for America and for the world, and so much was going on at the time. And so much of what we're still arguing about, fretting over, celebrating in 2018 kind of started in 1968.